or even to those that appointed them. So it's so important that we leverage on accountability, because that is the way forward for Nigeria. When we have accountability, I think Nigeria will move forward, because it will cut down on corruption.
All right.
And let's leave our leaders, even as parents, as individuals, we also need accountability in different areas of our life, so that we can be trustworthy. People can commit to us because they know, oh, this person has been tested and trusted.
I like the way you've gone about it, from the government and then to the homes.
We are the change.
All right. So that is top. That is top bottom approach. You start from up and then the bottom, whichever way that goes. Well, I know that the issue of accountability is very important in the society, in Nigerian society, especially looking at the issues of when you are a leader, you are maybe elective or appointive position. After the tenure, you have EFCC trailing after you. And well, while you are in office, people continue to praise you. Why is it that at the end of the day, it is going to be a question of graft? Oh, well, this issue of accountability, I think, is very timely, and well, we would all have a share of it when we get to that segment. I am your dear friend on the radio, Akinwale Aboluwade. Business Diet will kick off with news, and after that, business news for that matter. After that, we'll dovetail into analysis. And now, after the analysis, Mrs. Olufumilade will hit the spot on the issue of accountability. I urge you to stay tuned to the dial and contribute your opinion after we might have taken the business and economic news. Let's go to the news. First, the headlines. Rice farmers blame middlemen for high prices. Shipping crisis delays arrival of Dangote's 4,000 CNG trucks. Nigeria's factory turn to local materials as forest crisis bites harder. The news in details. Rice farmers blame middlemen for high prices. Rice farmers in Nigeria have accused middlemen and cartels of fueling sharp rise in rice prices, alleging hoarding and profiteering. In an interview with the news agency of Nigeria in Lagos on Sunday, Saki Adbayewa, vice chairman of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, said the hike was linked to a cartel determined to frustrate government reforms. He alleged that some importers who received waivers earlier this year to bring in rice stockpile the commodity, waiting for the waiver to expire before releasing it at higher prices. Some farmers repackage local rice in foreign bags to exploit Nigerians' preference for imported brand, he noted. Raphael Unsa, chairman of the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, RIFAN, in Lagos State, urged government to partner with genuine local farmers to stabilize the market. He also appealed to farmers to use government supplies input, such as fertilizer, for production rather than selling them off. At Ojoba Market, Agege, a dealer, Mustafa Aliu, said a 50 kg bag of rice now sells between 70,000 naira and 80,000 naira. Another trader, Temitayo Akim, noted that imported rice costs even more, with some brands selling between 145,000 naira and 150,000 naira. News Agency of Nigeria reports that a 50 kg bag of local rice now sells for between 65,000 naira and 80,000 naira, up from between 45,000 naira and 55,000 naira just 2 months ago. Farmers and traders warn that unless hoardings is curbed and intervention are directed at genuine producers, rice prices may rise further in the coming months. Shipping crisis delay arrival of Dangote 4,000 CNG trucks. Findings have shown that the Dangote Petroleum Refinery's plan to begin direct fuel distribution with 4,000 compressed natural gas-powered trucks has suffered a setback due to shipping challenges in China. The refinery had announced that all the trucks will arrive in Lagos ahead of the scheme launch on August 15, 2025. However, only 450 have been delivered so far, while another 150 are expected next week, bringing the total to 600. A Dangote Group executive who preferred anonymity explained that 200 trucks arrived in the first shipment, 250 in the second, and 150 more are due in the coming week. The company earlier disclosed that it expected 60 shiploads of trucks within 6 weeks, but as a result of the delay, the refinery fuel distribution plan may face adjustments. Dangote Group is investing over 720 billion naira in a bid to deploy 4,000 CNG-powered trucks for nationwide petroleum distribution. According to the company, the project is expected to save Nigeria more than 1.7 trillion naira annually in distribution costs and benefit over 42 million micro, macro, and small, medium enterprises by reducing energy expenses and boosting profitability. Nigeria's factories turn to local materials as forex crisis bites harder. Nigeria's manufacturers are increasingly relying on local raw materials as the devaluation of naira and dollar shortages disrupts supply chain. A Financial Times report said many firms that once depended on import now use local sources to cut costs and reduce pressure on scarce foreign exchange. The shift follows the central bank's decision to float the naira under President Bola Tinubu's reform agenda, which caused sharp volatility in the currency. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria revealed that about 800 firms shut down last year due to rising costs and limited access to dollars. Big multinationals like Procter & Gamble, Unilever, GlaxoSmithKline, and PZ Cussons have also scaled back operations. Some companies that stayed are adapting, for instance, chemical and allied products. A major paint producer now sources 90% of its calcium carbonate locally instead of importing. This has saved the company nearly 60% in cost in less than a year. Overall, the use of local raw materials in the sector rose to 57.1% in 2024, up from 52.1% in 2023, according to MAN. Before I end the news, here are the headlines once again. Rice farmers blame middlemen for high prices. Shipping crisis delay arrival of Dangote 4,000 CNG trucks. Nigeria's factories turn to local materials as forex crisis bites harder. That ends the business and economic news. Now, dear listener out there, it is time for you to join us up in the studio. We do hope that you followed those stories. And to join us, the studio lines to call are 0916 893 1000. Another phone line 0915 333 4893. And the last one 0911 333 893. So we'd like you to join us in the studio as we set into analysis. Now, the first story reads, rice farmers blame middlemen for high prices. Rice is a staple food, especially in Nigeria. How do you feel about the story of rice farmers raising an alarm about the effect of middlemen activities?
Actually, this rice issue started not just now. It's been on for a while. There are some people, they call them fire war. It's not and again, shutting the borders too. Jacked up the price of rice. You open the border in the north, you shut the one in the west, southwest. So all these factors are responsible. So there's a lot of illegal smuggling. And I'm still coming to the middlemen. I'm just trying to lay down a foundation of what is jacking this thing up, because it didn't just start today.
All right.
I remembered when I first got to Ibadan, 2011, a bag of rice was under 3,000. Yes, because I remembered, you just put a bag in the house, you just be taking it small.
And that was just 14 years ago.
I think, it was not up to
2011 to 2025.
Yes, so it's very alarming. So there is also this. Let me look at it now. The firewalls, those that smuggled it illegally. Then our security system. I have been able to travel to Shaki before, so I know that route. When you are buying things, if it's just a personal thing, they will not disturb you. But when they know it's for sale, every road point you are settling.
All right.
So it is hiking up the price of those bags of rice.
Yeah.
Maybe from the pot down to maybe mile 2, or depending where you're going. And we have a lot of security stopovers.
On the highway.
Yes, a lot. And all of them, you must give them duty. They call it duty. So by the time you add up all that money, and that's what I call landing price. By the time you now land it in your factory or shop, these ones they are distributors. So they are still going to go and land it in one warehouse and divide it. Then the people come and start buying it. Then those that we buy it to, we also ship it to their shop. So that's another thing. Now let's come to the middlemen. Now in the area of middlemen, it's been on for a while. You see, I blame this thing on the economy. You understand? Middlemen come in, they rebag. They call it rebagging of rice.
Bagging.
That's where the middlemen come in. They want to make money. Back in the days, a full bag of rice was 33 bowls, as in Congos.
Yeah.
But now, I went to a friend.
Maybe 30.
He's not even up to 30.
All right.
I went to a friend's shop, and she chucked in a biro into a sack of rice, and rice poured out. I said, what is this? She said I should sit down there. That will she not survive? I said, okay. I didn't even bother to say anything, because I'm not in a position to judge her. I just kept quiet. I just allowed it to pass. So these are the things. That is the middlemen sector. Middlemen are rebagging bags of rice, and it's hiking the price, because you reduce the number of bowls in it. You now want to put it in another bag. You understand? All these things are leading to hike. First, our security personnel, then the middleman issue. But you see, I am a kind of person that I don't believe in, when I want to solve a problem, I don't go to the top, I go to the roots. If you want to solve a problem from the top, it's just a waste of time, because the root is still there.
Scratching the surface.
The root is still there.
All right.
So the root of the problem is that, number one, why are they shutting the borders?
Okay.
Why do you open the north, you shut the southwest? Why is the border not open? I know they will give different reasons, but the same reason you give for the north as for the south, you should be able to give for the north. If the border is open and people can just move freely with rice, the price will not be high. Then the middleman issue would have been able to be curbed. The middlemen are coming in to bring the rice, to make the rice in quotes available. That's where they come in. They come in under availability, you understand, so that it can reach everywhere. But they are not doing it free of charge. They're also doing it to enrich themselves. So how do we curb it? I think opening the borders. Okay, they said if they open the borders that hoodlum, blah, 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 but the north is open. So I don't know. There's a joker there. You understand? So the issue of middlemen is for survival. You understand? And it's because of the harsh economy. I'm not siding what they're doing, but I'm trying to address it in a very diplomatic way. You understand? If you open the borders, the middlemen will not be able to operate, because you and I can just go there and get what we want. And even those coming in are not stopped. Then again, our security personnel, I've been able to go out of, if you go to Cotonou from mile 2, once you get to the shore of Cotonou, there are no personnel to harass on the road. I don't know. Okay, someone said because of our own situation in Nigeria, Boko Haram, terrorism, hoodlums, bandits, so they need to stage a lot of security agents. But I said, come. They are also adding to the issue because they are also extorting money. You understand? They might not be kidnapping, but they are also criminals, in quotes. Sorry, I have to use that word. I'm sorry. You know, because you are trying to state them as security personnel, but they are extorting. You understand? Because they call it duty. You cannot go there and go.
Duty, does the money go into the pocket of the government? That's
a jam question.
Wow.
That's a jam question, because we all know what I'm talking about here. You understand? We both know how it flows. You understand? They call it duty, and they are not even ashamed. Once they get there, they just hand over. You get to the next one, you hand over. They've already prepared it. By the time you give like 20 before you get to your destination, that same bag of rice cannot be the same price anymore.
Yet people will still,
and they fueled their car,
okay,
to travel to and fro. They're also going to incorporate that in. So that bag of rice, I think now in Shaki, a bag of rice is under 60,000. But in our market here now, it's almost 78 to 82,000 per bag. Can you see the difference? Almost like, I don't know, it's almost like 20-something thousand. You want to, do we do check and balance
here?
That's
about 25%
yes,
increase.
That's inflation, and that is criminal. That is high, broad daylight criminality. Let's even leave the middlemen. They too are part of the joke here. They're just part of it. Let's address our personnel first, our security personnel, the parts they are playing in inflating the price of rice. When I was reading I was like, let's leave the middlemen. they are just trying to survive. Let's hit it from the root. What about security personnel and what they call duty? These people know the name. They call it duty. Once you pass them, you just hand over. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, in a situation where corruption is deep-seated in the society, we got a lot on hand to trash. Well, I want to call our attention to what the vice chairman of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, Lagos branch said. Mr. Sakin Adbayewa, he said that the hike was linked to a cartel determined to frustrate government reform. You see, in Nigeria, I wonder we politicize everything. Well, maybe before I go ahead.
Did you notice that I didn't want to go to the middlemen at all? I just left them in their seat because our own personnel, security personnel, they didn't talk about those ones. That's why I didn't want to go to the middlemen. They are also responding to the hardship. And they call it survivor.
Right.
You understand? So I didn't want to. I'm not saying they are right, but if I want to address a matter, I go to the root.
Okay.
If the root is addressed, then those middlemen will not even have a space.
I want to believe that we're all Nigerians. Okay. If you expect these people to leave the middlemen and complain about the security, just as you are complaining now, then their next trip, they are still meeting the security. And, well, you spoke ill of us just on the radio, and now you are in our territory. Would that not, apart from the demand for the duty, would that not spell doom for them? Maybe they just shove that aside. Okay, let us trash the issue of the middlemen, and we are already used to the security encounter by the time we are shipping in, as you said, that was shipping. Now,
even middlemen are paying to the security. Yes, because some of these middlemen who go to get it directly there and get it over, they come to Nigeria and they rebag it. You understand? So they're also settling them too. They're giving them duty.
Even apart from them going to import the rice, we've had cases where they would go to the market to raid the market.
Yeah.
I mean the security.
And then they break into shops and loot a lot of things off. I call it looting.
That has reduced now.
Yeah, we've not had it in some. I think we've not had it. We had one early this year in Bodija.
Yeah.
Yes, we had just one this year.
Yeah.
And it also raised the price of rice during that period. It lasted for about 2 months or thereabout before the price was crashed down again with their, how they do it.
I think there's a truce on the duty paid. So that is why we don't have persistent cases of market rate of imported rice. You see, there are many things that I see in this story. First is the issue of the middlemen. Well, I want to say that, okay, you raised an issue about somebody piercing a pen into the bag of rice.
Yes. That's not middlemen.
Yes.
Those are the retailers.
Yeah. And you see, talking about accountability, we look at just the government side. We follow the government activities. Yet,
and look at ourselves
as citizens, in what way are you doing it well? In your own small corner, how are you leading? Are you leading right? You have bags of rice and you pierce it with a pen, and then you draw out some portion, some measure of it, and you sell a measure that is incomplete.
Usury. I think the Bible calls that usury.
Yes. Oshuwoneke in Yoruba. Wow, that is not good enough. Yes, we would like you to join us. We are talking about rice. We are talking about staple, a very important staple in the society, and we would like you to call in to hear your own opinion about this. Well, for me, it is not too cherry. If the middlemen are not doing it well, let them do it well. And then our security, this issue of duty, whatever duty is collected, if it is not going into the into the treasury, that is illegitimate. So we are not holding a court here, but we are saying what is important. Well, the story mentioned a waiver period, a period where you could import freely, and then what the drama that played out here, according to that story, is that during the window period, so many bags were imported but hoarded. They were not sold at that time. Now,
to inflate it.
Yes, after the window period, they now inflated it. Oh, that is.
In fact, if you're current, of recent, a lot of the rice coming into Nigeria is through Seme, Kotonu, through Shaki. How many people can, even the middlemen, how many of them can afford to bring it in directly, as in ship it in? Very few of them can do it because of the harsh economic duty, all the duties they have to pay at the port.
Some people will want to subvert the duty.
So they are now selling, the middlemen, what they do is that they buy this local rice, rebag it in foreign bags, and they sell it.
It is, I'm even coming to that. So one aspect is this aspect of reducing the kg.
Yes.
Okay. Another one is you rebagging local rice as imported, taking advantage of Nigerians. Then
that's serious incrimination.
Yeah, and there is something that is also salient for us to tell ourselves as citizens. We have a culture of not appreciating what is ours.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Do you know?
They want to eat imported rice.
Yeah.
As in long grain imported rice, or so they now end up buying a fake.
No, buying the local one in imported branded bags.
No, imported local bags. The bags are imported.
Yes.
But the content is local.
That's why I said.
So they are impersonating the.
Oh wow!
Well, It's just like we have all these basmati rice, we have long grains, all these things, As some people, they'll say that I can't eat all this, you want to feel class in quotes.
This issue of class is affecting us as a people. We don't like what is ours, even those ours might be superior in quality. And I know that the nutritionists did say that Nigerian rice, the local rice,
is good.
It's even better.
It's very good.
It has more nutritional value.
The thing about the local rice is that not everybody knows how to prepare it. Most of this foreign rice, I think you can pour in as much water as you want to pour into it. But the local rice, you need to quantify the water intentionally.
Yes.
To get it in grains, as in one single drop. If you just pour water in like all those foreign rice, you just have
it will become a bowl.
Tuwo.
then just spice it with
yes.
As you put water in bit, then you cut onions.
Onions, even put Maggi, salt. The taste becomes different. For me, okay, you've said it all. Some people want to class themselves. Oh, I eat long grains, I eat basmati. Oh, you're just buying local rice the bag of a foreign bag. I don't know. There's this advert on I think on Netflix, is it Netflix or YouTube? Bulldog, there's a rice brand. They are so tired of this impersonation of their bag, so they put a seal on it, and it's kind of metallized. They said if you don't see this on it, please, it is not our own. We didn't produce it.
Right.
The day I saw that advert, I say, me do mention they've gone this far again. This is serious. That metallic thing is kind of, it will be difficult for them to do it. Because I looked at it, I said it had as if it was like a meter. I don't know. So they now put it at the tip of the bag.
Of the bag.
They said if you don't see it, it's not our own. Don't buy it, no matter the price. I said, wow.
That is security seal.
Yes, because they are tired. They are running them out of business.
Yes. Then another thing, you did say that if the border, if the borders were opened,
yes.
I have an exception to that. If we have free entry of imported rice into the country, what becomes the lot of the local farmers? I think it's high time we promote what is ours. It is high time we promote local content.
I'm not
by
saying...
the time the foreign product is competing too unhealthily, let me put it that way, with our local product, it will kill the local initiative.
I get your drift, sir. But what I'm trying to say is that back in the days, the border was open. You could pick foreign rice, you could pick imported rice, imported rice, you could pick locally made rice, or you could bring the one coming from the border. It was your choice. But you see, I always root everything down to corruption and the economy. You see, I am going back to my favorite point. Corruption is not as a result of poverty, but poverty brought corruption. You understand? Back in the days, the border was open. People were bringing in, the firewalls were there too, but it was, you could still go, people could go to Cotonou and buy rice and enter, But it's not like that anymore now.
It's not.
Have you ever wondered why they shut that border? Why was it open back in the days? I'm talking about in the 80s, late 70s, even this border thing started during Abacha and I think Babangida's time. It started, and it's usually this our West, while the North stays open. Why? I mean, I'm not trying to be tribalistic, but people have explained that thing to me. I just
you are raising the question. You are raising the question if it was true that the borders in some part of the country are opened and the borders in the other part of the country.
The north border is still open. I can't get it.
Wow.
I can't get that part. Wow. And it's from that side that we have a lot of terrorism. They are now saying that here that they are smuggling in goods. Oh, so they can smuggle in bandits, Abi?
Oh, no, well.
Sorry, I'm just airing out my views.
Your views. Well, let's go to the next story. It reads, shipping crisis delays arrival of Dangote's 4,000 CNG trucks. In some weeks ago, the Dangote refinery did promise that the distribution line will be improved upon, and the way to do that is to bring in some tankers, Dangote branded tankers, to do the distribution. Now the shipping crisis delays arrival of Dangote 4,000 CNG trucks. Many people had expected that by the time these trucks are in place, maybe we are going to have a reduced price. What do you think?
Well, I don't. Well, I think. Well, I'm trying to be. I want to pick my words because I'm surprised that by now, 4,000 CNG truck have not yet landed at the ports. I'm wondering what is causing the delay. Could it be political? Could it be rivalry? We have to look at it from different perspectives.
Trust Dangote. Sorry that I'm interjecting too early. Trust Dangote. If it was political, he would have raised
alarm. Okay, so it's just duty. It's just I love the news. It's actually coming in, but in batches. Maybe it could just be an important stuff issue.
It's a shipping, according to that story, shipping crisis.
Yes, so it's not anything to really bother. Though his expectations were that by this time they would have all arrived. So that and I love his goal. His goal is just to reduce the petroleum cost at the pump. Drop down the pump price. By the time you take off duty of transporting off, the marketers, and you just have it, and safe delivery and everything. He has good intentions, but I think it's going to take some time. It's not going to be overnight. You understand? And again, the little I know about shipping, at times it takes time, even from the other end. Apart from our crisis here. He's requesting for a part, but the way I look at that news, it's like he has bought them. It's just to bring them over.
To bring them, the logistics of bringing them. And it's not about the Nigerian situation. It's about the shipping, the global shipping issue.
So it's the global shipping is vice versa from the other end and from our end.
I think it's affecting
Is it from the other?
From there, affecting.
Okay, good. Okay.
All right. Okay. That news reads that so far only 450 number
with about 250 coming, 150 still
150 still coming.
Expecting.
By next week we are going to have about 600 of them in place. Well, for me as a person, when you want to embark on a project, something is very important. Don't procrastinate. Start. Dangote has started that process, and we hope that one day soon we are going to have all the 4,000 trucks in place. But one thing, do you know that as sweet as that story read, I'm still a bit skeptical about the issue of, are we not caught in monopoly here?
Well, we are both fans that we should have more Dangotes. But the truth is that NNPC has not played well, because Dangote, being above their game, has exposed a lot of things in-house things in NNPC. Recently, NNPC price is I think it's 5 naira less than Dangote as we speak now. They too want to do his stuff, But Dangote has maintained his price because, number one, he's not getting the crude oil here. He's shipping it in. So you don't expect his own to be less, but people have still remained with him. In fact, a lot of marketers have moved from NNPC to Dangote to be getting their fuel, their pump fuel, because of the rumor. Let me call it a rumor. I don't want to say truth, because when they did their test, they said it's the same thing. But there's a rumor going on that Dangote fuel is more durable, lasting. People have done all manner of experiments, so I'll leave it at a rumor. But that rumor is almost beginning to sound like a truth, because people have still, even with the 5 naira reduction, everybody is still buying fuel from AP. I mean, the distributors of Dangote fuel. I passed through Oliole and I won't call the filling station. I noticed that the queues are not as long. When you pass, you see like 10, 20, 15 cars, it's not like that anymore. Because people have, it's a rumor, but people have accepted it as a truth. So we'll leave it at that.
Well, for me, the fact that we still have the NNPC by the side is a good story, because if
so that Dangote's head doesn't pop up too much.
Yeah, and then if you look at it, my own looking at it my own way. If you look at it now, you have the NNPC pump price a bit lower than that of Dangote. Look at what is going to happen in the next maybe 2 weeks.
Few days.
Yes, Dangote will just throw another surprise. But then, especially our economic life, I wouldn't want us to be playing so much politics. I know that politics is domiciled in every sector of life. Yes. But then, we should play healthy politics when we are talking of the economy.
You can't determine the terrain of politics. Politics can be dirty. You can't determine the terrain of politics. It can be clean, it can be dirty. All they know is that they are playing their game. So everybody's watching and everybody is trying to be a step ahead. But what is happening right now, I was so shocked that NNPC could drop their price a little, lower than that of Dangote. I was shocked, but
when one doesn't sell, you place your goods.
Good, but
people are not.
But I still defended Dangote. You know why? Right. Dangote is importing. Yeah. It's importing, and they could still give out at that price. Imagine if NNPC was importing, could they still do that?
If NNPC was still importing, could they?
I don't think so. I don't think they would do that. So I still stand with but I still want more Dangotes.
Well, I want to take the 2 last paragraphs of that story. It reads, Dangote Group is investing over 720 billion naira in a bid to deploy 4,000 CNG powered trucks for nationwide petroleum distribution. According to the company, the project is expected to save Nigerians more than 1.7 trillion naira annually in distribution costs and benefit over 42 million micro, small, and medium enterprises by reducing energy expenses and boosting profitability. Whether we like it or not, by the time these trucks land and they begin operation, Dangote is already giving us that feeler that the cost of
would drop further.
So
I can see that too. That's why I said if NNPC were importing crude oil, I don't think they're going to be giving us this price.
For me, I wouldn't even want to care. What I want to care about is to see a very near future when these trucks will be fully operational and will have lesser pump price, and NNPC will also want to surprise Dangote by further reducing it.
Or they too want to buy trucks.
Well, anyhow, I just want there to be competition.
But talking about trucks. About trucks, Dangote is doing a lot of employment because these trucks are going to be driven by drivers.
Yeah.
So it's also trying to augment our economy by employing people.
Yes.
I went somewhere today, along the person is into all this training of drivers, and half of his hall was filled. In my mind, I just didn't want to begin to talk about the Dangote stuff. I was like, hey, these people are getting prepared for employment.
Yeah.
They're getting and they all came to learn how to drive trucks, fogs, and all those things. I said, hey. In my mind, I was like, I just remember the Dangote stuff.
And these people are Nigerian youths.
Yes.
So Nigerian youths are not lazy.
Yes, I've always been a fan that Nigerian youths are not lazy. It's so unfortunate that the person that said so is no more. But I'm sure he regretted it later, even though he didn't apologize. But I'm sure he must have regretted it.
But the rest of the world will see that Nigerian youths are not lazy.
Imagine Nigerian youths on Instagram making money, and they said they cannot go on Instagram. They found other means to do their business, and you call them lazy.
Wow. Now, Nigeria's factories turn to local materials as forex crisis bites harder.
Well,
turning to local materials as we have higher forests?
It's a welcome development.
Very welcome.
It's a welcome development because I didn't see it coming, but it has happened. I never saw it coming because everybody wanted to depend on imported. To do their stuff. But it's all good. Let's showcase what we have. Our land is full of a lot of rich things, but because of this overseas, I don't know, sea finish thing, they've seen this. I call it overseas sea finish.
Some people call it colonial mentality.
I think we've left that I think it's just sea finish. The people feel that when you're using local things, you're not classy, that person is sea finish, as in there's nothing there, but when you tell them, I'm using this, people begin to give you some onus, some onus of respect. But I don't know, it depends. I personally, for me, I'm a very indigenous person, honestly. Wow. I am very indigenous, and it shows in my house, even my children. The way I train them. Even
the way you are dressed now.
Yes, I believe we have things. Yeah. I'm not much of I don't know, apart from maybe jeans and tops. I buy things that we make here. That's just me. Maybe that's what I can afford. But it's indigenous, but it's good.
It's indigenous, but good. Yeah. Just that you are not into sales of adire, I would have asked you to pick some for me. I like that.
I also sell adire, so after the show we can talk.
Yes, it was deliberate. I deliberately tried to pull some strings there, and now the listener, you can hear her. She sells adire. I hope I will not make payment for advertisement. That.
Okay, I've zipped.
Well, one thing that is important here to me, one thing that excites me so much is that, you see, tough times breed a brand out of human beings.
Because we maximize.
Yes, we try to be creative. In Nigeria, when we began to buy petrol at 500 naira per liter, it rises to 600 to 800. We started crying. But now, one good aspect is the aspect of investors, manufacturers looking inwards. If that is one thing that all the policy change has brought to us, I think it is worth the while.
Yes.
It is worth the while. You don't have to go to China to pick beads. Can you imagine? We have beads.
You know what Nigerians do?
Okay.
They have a product.
Okay.
They go to China to manufacture it and ship it in. That has been on for years.
So sad.
And they give their excuse that it's cheaper to produce it there.
Do you know that even adire now, they now mint it from China, and they bring it to us.
Yes, I've watched videos of how they make it from there, and people are buying it.
So sad. Do you know that?
You know what? It's a two-way thing. There they have the technical know-how more than we have here. So you can see some adire, silk adire, satin adire, different things. But all we have here to do is our cotton adire. You understand?
Yeah.
So they bring it in varieties.
They bring it in varieties. For me, it is a part of Akinwale act. When you don't value your own thing. Okay. One will be subjected and subjugated, and that is not cherry to me. We are in a civilized community, and then we should value our own thing. So for me, I see this issue of yes. Let's just try to cut off from that. When you look inwards and you use materials that belong to you, you save cost.
Is true.
There is job creation. All these Chinese people, when they are over there, they produce locally and then ship it to us. They produce over there and ship it to us. It is not our children, it is not our youth that are working in their factories, but we should promote our own industry. So when we open our flanks, everything must come in from abroad. Then we reduce our hope of job creation. We reduce. We place more pressure on forex when we don't produce our own thing but rely on imported things.
Yes.
Then our industries will grow if we don't look so much outside. We have a faster supply chain. When we produce locally, you don't have to wait for shipment. Let's say Nigeria as a country. That story that we first treated, the story of Dangote trucks. Let's say Nigeria is manufacturing or even assembling trucks.
We didn't have to go and import it.
You will not have to go and import.
Sorry, I need to digress again. I'm always on social media, and there's this trending video of a young guy somewhere in, is it Kogi or Ilorin?
Okay.
He, according to the video, he produced a car.
Yes, I saw that video.
And I asked myself, why are our leaders not even inviting him over?
Have you not seen locally made drones?
Yes, drones and helicopter. Why are they not why are they not inviting them over? That is how invention and do I say technology, that's how this...
That government should encourage inventions.
And these things just happen like that. No sponsor, and the thing dies off.
It dies off. So we want to call...
And these same people will go to America and US and they pick them. And they now begin to produce it for them. And it becomes their invention, not our own
Not ours. And we'll still import.
No, someone told me that Nigeria does not yet have... The person is the politician. He said, because they don't have that capacity yet. That's why they just waka past when they just...
all the money being...
They said they are still trying to pay loans and pay salary, and they don't have money for it. That is not in their budget. When they read their budget, they don't put such... That have I ever... I said, yes, I read the budget. They said there's no allowance for things like this. That is not in the budget.
Just imagine, before we go to another segment, if this constituency project allowances that are given, if they are pulled together zone by zone,
I get
and it is used to build some plants, where where manufacturing takes place. Wouldn't that be better than this empowerment project of buying water pots for people, buying motorbikes for people, and all whatnot? I think it's high time we think in a very productive way. Artificial intelligence is ruling the world now. Yes, we can have institutions where they specialize in training on artificial intelligence. Now, Mrs. Olufumilade, what do you have for us this week?
Good afternoon, my listeners. It's good to be here again. Hope we are leveraging on our last few weeks, power, authority. Today we'll be looking at accountability. Yes, it's a word that has few letters, but it's very heavy. Where we are today in this country in particular is because of lack of accountability. Everyone gets there. There's no transparency. There's no obligation to be responsible, to the followers or people that elected you. So a lot of things go wrong. You might want to ask, what is accountability? Accountability has to do with the obligation to be responsible, to be answerable, to be transparent, to be able to bear a crown for consequences of actions. That's an accountable person. An accountable person is a person that is altogether, not unruly. You understand? When you're there, you are there for yourself, not for yourself with selfish interest, but yourself because people have a vote of confidence in you. People have a vote of trust in you. And when we don't get accountability right, we become, we're not trustworthy. We're not creditable people. Nobody can vouch for us. You understand? In everything we do, as a parent, as a child, those in power, I'm talking about our leaders and even ourselves in our place of work, our business. Let's be accountable. Let's not do things shadily. You understand? Let's remember that first of all, we have a God in heaven that is looking at what we are doing. Accountability has to do with doing things right, whether someone is there or someone is not there. You are doing it because you are there not for yourself alone. You're there because people have a level of trust in you. So whether the people that put you there are looking at you or not, you have to be accountable. And that has to be with, that obligation to the people that put you there to be responsible, be answerable. In our country today, a lot of things have gone wrong because, sorry, I have to say this, there's no accountability. A lot of things are happening and nobody is being, it's like a cliche. It comes and goes and it has become a trend, and the ugly part of it is eating into our economy. And even the young ones coming up, that is all they see. And that is all they know. So is that what we are going to be transferring to this young generation? You understand? It's so sad because I work with youth a lot and I hear them talk. And I'm not quick to judge. It's what they see. I did a bit of psychology in school, so I understand. That's all they see. And people react not on what you tell them to do, but what they see you do. So even as parents, we feel that kids, at times we are not transparent enough. We are not answerable. Like there's a word I tell my kids. I said, honor your father and your mother. I said it comes with a blessing. Before I finish talking, my children said, do not provoke your children to rot. Hey, I say, God, I've taught them well. So that means there's a check and balance. They are talking to me as in, are you also accountable? You understand? You're also provoking us to anger. And when they come like that, I have to pause. And look inward and try to get it right. So today I'm leaving us with a few words. Please, wherever we find ourselves, let's have this obligation to the people that put us there, to God in heaven, and to even ourselves to be responsible, to be able to give account of what we are doing to the people that put us there. And again, very transparent, be answerable. It takes nothing away from us, but it only makes us trustworthy, makes us creditable, and people can give us a vote of confidence. So my people, have a lovely week ahead. I leave us with this. I pray we all get it right. Cheers.
Well, after all said, accountability is chief. If you are leading, you are a leader, maybe in the government sector or maybe out of government, what will people say after you have left that position? Will you be trailed by EFCC?
What legacy are we leaving behind?
Are you going to bequeath to the coming generation? So let that be our take home. And now it is on this note that we are going to say bye on business diet, but I won't want to go until I've said a thank you to my producer Toluwaleke Ali for support all the time. I give kudos to the engineer in the house, Engineer Henry. I want to say a big thank you, Mrs. Olufumilade. Thank you, and I want to give this as advice to you as listener: be courageous, be optimistic. Everything will be fine. Nigeria will be great again. Until next week, Monday, when we connect again, I remain your dear friend on the radio, Akinwale Aboluwade. Good afternoon.
I'll be a superstar.